It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Ravens and the Vikings, and it's coming up next.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. The ball on the tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Bust through the tackle. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. A handoff to Smith. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Cunningham. He'll get that one to Carter, complete. That catch good for only a couple. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They go back to the ground now with Smith. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Cunningham. Smith with a first down and more. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
action. It's Cunningham. And a catch right side by Evans. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Cunningham looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the 4th quarter. But here, it's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this 1st quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up 1st and goal.
Here we go now with Smith. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Well, 1st quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. So here are the Ravens now as they get set for their opening possession. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always worked. And right away, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs. First time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow and safe throws, right? But with a runner, there's no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's a give to Smith. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and now make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Handoff, running left, Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the head. He's recognized.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take him out to dinner.
is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now Lewis here on first down. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Here's 2nd and 8. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. To throw. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he's going to use his legs here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
The moving parts on a play like this, you know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's got his man sharp, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 2. On the carry, it's Holmes. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Yeah, he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
On 2nd down, here's Smith again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. On the run, it's Smith. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Vikings send out their punter as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. On the return, here comes Lewis. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so they've had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? 6 yards left on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Ravens. And they will need to get this passing game in gear.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
Meanwhile, for the Vikings, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Well, that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit, or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled. and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard. Shotgun handoff for Lewis.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll run with Lewis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Lewis, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. They'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off. But a nice game there for a 1st down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And he's going to go down. They get to it back at the 40. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. 2nd and 21. A lot of ground to cover. On the handoff, here's Lewis running right. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff. Lewis. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
He was brought down at the 4-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. And let's check on the call. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. This is Lewis on the handoff. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Completed pass, brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter, you're going. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They'll try and pick it up with Lewis. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what 2nd down brings. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Oh, he sheds himself free. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and look like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Here's Smith as he'll try to run some clock. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On third down, Smith.
And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Smith with a first down and more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Smith. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They